Hi there, this is Bridget from the PlannerSpeechie. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. Today I'm going to be planning for the last week of September / first week of October. And I am very excited because I'm doing another FrankenPlan with me today. This is where it's a term I'm using when I'm using multiple odds and bits from different shops to sort of put everything together. I had a formal kit made for this week and I opted to go with something a little bit more fun because I just can. So let's get into some of the products that I'm going to be using. So I had these printed myself. These are images that I took from Pinterest. I have an autumnal adoration page and a Hocus Pocus night page, which I can link down below if you're interested to see some of those images. But I thought it would be fun to just pull a bunch of things, and I'm going to be using some of these more spooky ones for this week's kit as the full box decorations. I'm also using the remainder of the Sunflower Harvest kit from Chic Blossom Prints. I put in these date dots from Charlotte's Paper Company as well. So I have some leftover icons and checklist boxes with foil, some flags, a full box checklist there. I have some headers and some scripts down here. And then I have one more like full checkbox, some dividers, and some bows. Not huge on bows. And then I have a bunch of full boxes, quarter boxes, and another weekly tracker right there. So I'm going to make full use, and then I have some decorative headers up at the top. So I'm going to try and make full use of this as much as I can. Really use all of my materials. I have these really cute, I used half of this sheet last year. These are Pumpkin Girl stickers from Pumpkin Paper Co. These are available in her shop right now. For the bottom washi and the headers, I'm going to be using this wood grain foiled bottom washi and the headers to match. So this was a $2 foiled Tuesday purchase. These are not available in the shop anymore. I did buy 2 sets though because I just thought they were so pretty. And this comes with 2 sets of headers here. So I'm curious to see how that's going to look when I sort of take them apart because it's not going to be this cohesive image, but I think it'll still look good. Another $2 item I got from Sadie Stickers, just some autumnal deco. I thought it would be fun to put at the top and then also just scattered throughout the pages. They're just so pretty. I might not use all of these stickers today. I might save some for another day. And then last but not least, I got this foiled overlay from Charlotte's Paper Company in gold for Halloween. It's so interesting because the images that I chose, some of them are perfect for an overlay and most of them are, images that I don't necessarily want to cover up. So like what I might do, like I want to creep it real, but like maybe put it right there as opposed to having it on the bottom. So I might have to use scissors and kind of tailor it to what I want to do with it. But I'm probably not going to use all of these today. And I also got this freebie from Fox and Pip. It's really cute. It says Coffee with My Boo. And then October 3rd, which I know is a reference to Mean Girls. But this happens to be the week where October 3rd is, so I might use some of those as well. Okay, so let's pull into, this is my final week of September. Today, I'm filming this, is the 26th. My mother-in-law is actually having a garden sale today outside, so she's selling plants, and it's just a garage sale really, but that's been taking up most of the morning for me, and so I'm just going to dig into this week. Moving over to October. So October is actually, I used this overlay washi from a Oops sheet that I got from Chic Blossom Prints. It was Halloween themed and I thought, okay, well I can do that. These little these are so cute. These little bat date dot stickers are from Sadie Stickers. That was another $2 foiled purchase, as are the spider webs. I used some of the Pumpkin Paper Co. here. And then I also used a Chic Blossom Prints for the Happy Halloween holiday sticker, which I have all in gold. So we've got a mix of metals here. We've got gold and silver, but I think that's fine. So I will be filling this out kind of as the months progress. I have nothing on this dashboard, haven't been using the dashboards. I do have some pre-planning sheets that I'm going to be looking at, so right now I'm just going to speed this up and come back to you in a voiceover. All right, so I started out by whiting out all of the lines on the bottom, which was tedious as hell, but I did it because the washi is so delicate that I wanted to make sure that it was actually going to show through, and I did a little test that you can see there, and it was going to show through. It would have been faster for me to just cut up a piece of printer paper and glue it on and then glue that over, but this worked out fine, actually. I love the wood grain. I think it's stunning. I'm kind of obsessed with all things wood grained. I think it's because I'm a carpenter's daughter, but it looks really great. And I just adore Sadie stickers every Tuesday. It's like the first thing I do at noon when I take my lunch break. But the grain headers don't look as magnificent, obviously, as they do when they're all laid down vertically like that. I really wish, or they're horizontal, but the image is vertical. And this happens a lot. You'll notice it's just the way the images are printed, but sometimes I wish that store owners would take into consideration the idea that as it looks on a sticker page is not how it's going to look on your planner. And so sometimes those images don't work as well when they're side by side horizontally like that. And I'm just going ahead and laying down those date dots. The gold dots were again from my collection from Charlotte's Paper Company. So I had all these printed up from Erin Condren. They have a thing where you can make your own, which I thought was great because I like to collect fun things on Pinterest and save them. So I ended up doing exactly what I said I was going to do. I took some scissors to that creep it reel and cut that out. Tried to make sure that it would fit. It came out great, I think. My favorite is this little devil mask guy right in the middle. It actually looks perfect. It looks like it was supposed to be there the whole time. So I love when things like that just work out. So I ended up laying down the This Week sticker, even though it was totally unnecessary. And both of my trackers happen to be gray, so that ended up working out well. And I just used an extra header there in the center because you get 8 and they're only 7 days in a week. So I ended up using one of the glitter flags and then the weekly tracker for my cleaning to mark all the things I need to do each day for cleaning. Let's see. There's going to be a lot of this, of me shuffling things around, because unlike most kits where everything is laid out in a normal looking way, they're not all, nothing is where you think it's going to be. So I ended up using half a checklist at first, and then I ended up turning it into just a regular blocks flag and putting in that Stay Spooky black and white image there. I thought it looked really good. So yeah, I love this Bob Pumpkin. This is so cute. So I ended up using a couple of the functional flags. I did a full checkbox list, and then I realized that it was on sideways. So putting it in. And then I wanted to use this full computer box to mark my clinicals. So I always do my laundry on Mondays, and then just going ahead and marking in a bunch of other things. This is where I wish I had edited this video. Oh, there's my quarantine sticker. Look how many I've already used. I only have a month's worth left, and I know I'm going to be doing it for longer. But I've decided, instead of buying another sheet, I'm just going to let it go. This was when I bought that sheet when we really didn't know what quarantine was going to look like. And I don't think most people are even calling it quarantine anymore. They're just calling it shelter in place or lockdown or whatever term you want to use for it. But honestly, it is what it is. So I had planned to upload this plan with me on Monday. I am now recording this voiceover on Wednesday. I don't know why I thought I would have time, but I didn't. Clinicals takes a lot out of me. I didn't even have class that night, that's right, because it was Yom Kippur. So my Monday night class got moved to Thursday night, which unfortunately overlaps with my happy hour, the Speechie, that I co-host with 2 other people. I put down that pumpkin paper co sticker to mark that I was going to have some coffee and relax. I wanted to do it outside, but I actually had to do some session planning in the morning, and so I ended up not being able to go outside. I did some session planning the night before, but oh well. And then just marking again that I have another full list of things to do. Sometimes I'll mark like my anchor in events that I know are happening at certain times first. I don't know how people just linearly go through each week and do it day by day. That's not how my mind works. In the end, that's how it looks, but it's not how my mind organizes anything. So it's just ironic. What I didn't put in here was the presidential debate, which we watched last night, and I missed the beginning of it, although it sounds like I didn't miss too much. It was just more of the same. But anyway, so I had to do some simulations. Oh, I love this sticker. It just has really cute bats all over it. And I opted with a Trick or Treat gold overlay from the Charlotte's Paper Co., which I kind of wish I'd picked a more delicate font, because that font was so big, it sort of overwhelms the image. But that's okay. It still looks cute. Yeah, so I ended up watching all of the debate on Tuesday night, and I didn't get as much of all these things that I'm currently writing now that I needed to do. Sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. You think you're going to get through stuff, and then you don't. Just marking in my clinicals. Had to do my debrief journal. And let's see. Oh, I also loved this sticker. So none of these are from the same image pool, really. They were just Pinterest art that I enjoyed. I am hosting a book club tonight on the 30th. We're going to read The Diving Bell and the Butterfly, which is a memoir that was written by a former magazine editor who suffered a brainstem stroke, which is catastrophic, really, to the body, and he was left only with the ability to blink his left eye, so not even the use of both eyes, just his left. He was incapacitated for about just over a year before his untimely death. He was only 45. And using AAC and a letterboard and a speech therapist, he was able to write this incredible memoir that is not long at all. It's almost like a series of vignettes, really, and it is so powerful. I highly recommend it to anybody, even if you're not an SLP, but I think it's a really beautiful story. There's also a movie that's been made about it too. So I'm hosting that, and we haven't picked our next book. I'm just curious to see who kind of comes tonight. Weeks are really difficult when you're working all day and you're on Zoom all day. Zoom can become this exhausting enterprise, and you just don't want to look at another screen if you've been doing it for 5 hours in a row. So, I don't know. It seems, I understand if people don't want to come. Oh, I ended up using a full box with the overlay because I liked it, but I didn't want to put it directly on the image, and it worked out really well. So moving on to Thursday, now we are technically in the month of October, which is really exciting. I cannot believe it's October already. So I chose this really cute pumpkin image and the I Heart Fall image with all the Halloween goodies. So I obviously wasn't going to put an overlay on top of that, but I wanted to use an overlay on the pumpkin. I had sort of a Harry Potter book, cozy, relaxing scene there, and I ended up putting the Don't Drink and Fly over that. I had the Happy Halloween overlay over the coffee. And I ultimately chose a black cat amongst leaves for the last image because I thought it was very Halloweenish, even though I think black cats are amazing all year round. And if you are interested in adopting a cat from a shelter, consider adopting a black cat because people are dumb and they believe superstitions, and that's why there are so many black cats that need to be adopted. And there are statistics that show that more black cats are euthanized than other kinds of cats. So just be aware of that if you want a kitty, and consider feeling that love. Okay, so what I didn't tell you is that my camera that was usually mirroring the phone onto my television stopped mirroring. So so I realized I had to sort of go blind, quote unquote. But so if everything seems off or too far away, that's why. It's because I couldn't restart it once I started filming everything. So I put in a little lettered work sticker from the kit to mark my clinicals, and I just put in a glitter flag to mark that I have to do some session prep before my clinicals start. I wanted to make time to work on my topic proposal, which I actually did today. So I ended up not needing, I won't need that space tomorrow. I'll do something else with that space. I have like 3 running projects due in the next 3 weeks. So I will find a good way to use that time. And then this is where our Prac 4 class got moved to that Thursday night. And I put in a header to mark the happy hour that I'm going to co-host. I'm not sure if we decided to cancel it officially or not, but we'll see. I can do it for at least half an hour, which is sometimes all people have time for. So half an hour is better than nothing. And I also have to take out the recycling. Oh, I think I ended up pulling that sticker up and putting another wood grain header in because I had it and I didn't want to waste it. Yeah, so there's my speakeasy happy hour. And then just going ahead and marking in for the following day. Friday. So Friday morning, I like to relax before my class because my class is it's a synchronous lecture that is way too long. It goes from 11 to 1:30 in the afternoon, which is, it's just a bad time of day to have class. It's right in the middle of lunch. It's right in the morning. I can't stand it. And if there were any other time that this class was being offered, I would have taken it. But it is excruciatingly slow. And it's not my professor's fault. She does a good job with it. It's just, that's a long time to sit and pay attention, which I think about all the time when I think about the kids that I'm working with. They only have to do it for 30-minute increments, but by the time I see some of them, they've already been doing it since 8:30 in the morning. So it can be tough. On Friday, I'm going to attempt again to go to Trader Joe's with my mom after class. I'm really excited about that, and then I'm going to take a cab ride home. So approximately, I don't know, 15 minutes after I filmed this video, I realized that I hadn't set a date for apple picking with my family, which is an annual tradition that we have. And then I realized that I only had 2 weeks in October that were feasible to do it, and this happens to be one of the weeks. And so we ended up scheduling a apple picking day for this day that I'm planning right now, which is October 3rd. So all of this stuff that you see me putting down right now is going to be whited out, moved, and shifted to Sunday. And I actually have an apple picking kit from Charlotte's Paper Co. that I was really excited to use, and I was kicking myself for not having the right amount. I always have more fall kits than I need. That's a little Fox and Pip sticker on the corner there on Sunday night, just to prep for next week's sessions with the little sleepy student right there. And then that's the movie night sticker to mark that we're going to be ordering takeout and watching a movie. It's our weekly routine that we do that's fun. We go back and forth about who's picking the movie. I think this week is my husband's turn. So I'm trying to pepper in study for praxis throughout the week, but it really hasn't been happening because I'm just so exhausted with clinicals. And I'm working on like 3 different cross-stitch projects right now. So I'm trying to get as much of that done as possible. So I'm just going ahead and planning out my weekend. My weekend is actually relatively full. I try and have like the mornings reserved to do nothing. That's a Once More with Love sticker, sleep in and relax. And then I'm going to pull something from the kit again. I had all these great checklist stickers that were foiled and ended up cutting a lot of them down just to make them fit. So that's from the kit. It's just breakfast and TV time. We usually make pumpkin pancakes. And then just putting in a cross-stitch flag to mark that that's what I'm going to be doing. That cross-stitch sticker is so big, it always takes up more room than it should. So once again, I opted to use the unused header stickers. Just working on my Simu case, which I'm still doing, unfortunately, because I opted in to do it. And I have about, I guess, maybe less than 10 hours left, which is great. But I still have to log quite a few. And yeah, so something happened to me on the day I was filming this, moments after, and I'm going to talk about it in my meeting next week, but it ends up changing a lot of what is happening this week because I now have to make doctor's appointments that I didn't have to make when I was originally filming this. So I'll talk more about that in my next Plan With Me video, but just be careful is all I'm going to say. So you can see the full scope of everything. I think it came out really, really well. Here I am trying to make good use of those extra wood grain foils that I have, and I think I filled it in really, really well. It looks really good. It looks clean, looks easy to read, and I'm really proud of how this came out. So for a finishing touch, I decided to add the tiny little fall deco right at the top above the dates from my foiled Sadie sticker sheet. Not that it needed more foil, but I just thought that it looked so cute, and this is one of the only gold weeks that I'm doing. So I think it added a little pizzazz to everything, and it looks fantastic. So here I go. I come back to you in live format. Okay, so here it is. I think it came out rather well. It's definitely eclectic, but I feel like because I used the same kit pieces that it really will look really good together. And it did. So just a quick overview of everything. I have the sidebar with my cleaning tracker, my medicine tracker, and I just wanted to put that the topic proposal is due this week so that I don't forget. So my Mondays through Thursdays are basically just consumed by clinical hours now. That's really all I have time for and all I have energy for. By the end of the day, I am totally wiped. And so it's important that I try not to overload myself as much. Thankfully, as I mentioned earlier, this class was moved to Thursday. So I do have this little bumper So I feel like I almost have a 3-day weekend, even though I have work. Just not having to stay up until 10:30 at night is a real pleasure. And then I think the washi complements the images. I added this little top deco just to make it a little more fall. I did try and use as much of the gold foil lettering as possible. I've left a couple of things blank here just to see if I can fill them in later this week, because my week never really goes how you think it will. So things that I think I'm going to accomplish on Tuesday might have to get moved to Friday, etc. So it's just a matter of figuring it out. But this looks like a really solid week. I just have more school, more activities. Next week gets a little bit trickier because I'm going to start a whole new clinical setting on the weekends, and I have to meet to figure out what we're going to do about that next week. I also have just a lot of kids, a lot of recurring meetings, and then before you know it, it's going to be November, and I kind of can't believe how quickly this month is going by. But ultimately, I feel pretty good about this spread. You know, it's interesting to have this one little box represent an entire afternoon, which is what makes me a little bit nervous about all this writing here. I want, you know, some of these things will take 2 minutes, but some of these things will obviously take longer, and so it's really a question of, do I actually have that time? I've been trying to change up my routine a little bit, giving myself a break in the morning, or using that time to plan for sessions when I didn't get to finish the night before because I was just too tired. So that's why you'll see a lot of these top row things are mostly just relaxation, and then my day fully really begins around 11 o'clock in the afternoon and goes until about 6. So it's definitely better than when I was working in publishing, but it's still exhausting. There's a whole new kind of tired when you have to be on camera. I think the lettering was a little much over some of these images. I didn't pick these images to go with the foil, but once I had the foil, I didn't want to not use it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope everyone has a really good, safe week. Bye.